little walkthrough of how to use some AI tools to create really interactive, engaging resources to help students revise, and also for teachers to help diagnose issues their students might be having. We know that this NEA season and NEAs and D&T often take up a lot of time, which means that the exam, which is worth 50%, often gets quite squeezed. So here's a few little tricks and things you might use. The first thing I'm going to do is just go and grab a specification. In this case, I've chosen the GCSE D&T Pearson one. And what I'm going to do is just go and press print and print as a PDF just the pages I want. So I'm interested in revising the core, which I've already looked through, and is pages 12 to 22. Of course, you could pick any spec for any of the Key Stage 4 qualification you want and click to save that. I'm then going to go over to Claude AI. Claude's one of my favorite AI tools, but you could use Gemini or any of the ones that exist. And what I'm going to do is just upload that document in there. And then I'm going to ask it a quick prompt. And the prompt I'm going to give it is this. I'm going to say, use this document to create knowledge statements starting know that ... Then turn them into an interactive game for GCSE level D&T students, around 10 questions. And at the end of the quiz, present students with their understanding of their strengths and areas to revise. I'm going to pop that in here and watch it do its thing. It's going to crunch through some numbers and go through. I'm not going to make you watch all that, so I'm just going to go and get one that I did earlier on from a previous prompt. In the previous prompt, this is what it spat out for me. Okay, we've got a 10-question quiz which you can play. I can go and click through it, tells me when I'm right and when I'm wrong. Makes me go on to the next question. Tells when I'm right, gives me a few more bits of information underneath it. I'm just deliberately going through and getting some of these correct, and some of these incorrect. Then it's going to give me a nice summary. It's going to say I've got 6 out of 10, here's my strengths, here's my weaknesses, and here's the knowledge statements I need to revise. So that's really useful. What I can also do is press this publish button down here and get a live link. And what that live link means is that I can just share that with my students. I'll get a link like this, they can go and play. Okay, so even if they don't use AI, you can use the AI on their behalf. I then went a little bit further, and the next question I asked was, what else could you do to turn the information in the document into a useful revisions or resource for GCSE students? And what it did was it spat out some flashcards for me. I could go through now and look at electronic systems. I can check, name 2 types of sensors using electronic systems. I could test myself, find some answers, and then think, oh, I didn't know that very well. Okay, name 2 output devices. I think I know that pretty well. Yeah, I got those, so I knew that very well. So you can work your way through, and then it's going to give you a little review. All right, how you were doing and what score you got on each one. Okay, it will tell us one was in progress, one you didn't do very well on. We need to revise, and again, you can publish that if you want to, and then your students can have that link. It also spat out a concept diagram for me. Spat out this diagram. It showed me different links between things. Let's see how it's categorizing things. I can go and critique it. I don't like this one quite as much. We've done a really good job of pulling out loads and loads of examples. The students can go and revise and use in whatever way they want, and again you can publish that if you want to. This one's called Google Notebook LM. All I did was upload the same PDF to it. Clicked on this button here which creates an audio overview, and what it creates is a 2-person podcast where it explains it in a kind of chatty way like this.
Okay, now let's shift gears a bit and talk about something really fundamental. Energy. You can't have technology without a way to power it.
That's where energy generation and storage come in, right?
Right. The document covers a wide range of energy sources, from your traditional fossil fuels like, well...
What's really cool here is you can use this interactive mode to interrupt it and ask it some questions. So I can say...
Like this. When we talk about...
Oh, go for it.
Can you explain what you mean by fossil fuels, please?
It's like digging up really old sunshine that's been trapped underground for millions of years.
That's a lovely way to put it.
So these are things like coal, oil, and natural gas.
And they were formed from the remains of ancient plants and animals.
When we burn them, they release energy.
Energy we use to power cars, generate electricity, and heat homes.
Does that make a bit more sense?
It's a really fundamental source of energy.
Okay, so that's a key example of how it...
As you can see, that's a really fantastic explanation. You've also got down here study guides, so I can click on here. It's going to create me a study guide. with a quiz, 10-question quiz and answers. This could help with some of those longer ones. It's got essay questions. It's got a glossary it brings up as well. So tons of stuff in here that's going to really, really help you, empower your students to revise. So I hope that helps.